In a hadith narrated by Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said, إن الولد مبخلة ومجبنة. Indeed, the son, يعني your child, boy or girl, is mabkhala and majbana. Mabkhala, because you become stingy, because you want to keep your wealth for your children. You want to provide for them. You want to be able to afford whatever it is that they want. So you're going to become a little stingy. Give a little less to the poor. Give a little less to the masjid. Give a little less to important causes because you want to leave some for your family. وَمَجْبَنَ, al-jubn is when someone is not courageous, always afraid. And majbana because you're always afraid for them. You're always worried about them. Or you fear dying, and some of the scholars specifically mentioned, you refuse to go out to battle because you want to remain on earth to take care of them. So your children can become a source of stinginess for you and a source of, for lack of a better term, cowardliness for you, because you want to take care of them. In the Al-Mustadrak, in the book of Al-Mustadrak, there's another term added, mahzana, meaning a source of sorrow. Because if you get sick, your father or your parents are hurt and concerned for you. If you get hurt, they're concerned for you. If they can't afford something, that causes them pain. So a source of sadness also. In a narration of At-Tabarani, another term is added, majhala, which is ignorance. So how so? And the scholars explain that they seek less knowledge now because they're giving all their time to you. So they seek less knowledge. They can't go to the halaqah they want to. They can't even read as much as they want because they're constantly taking care of the family. They come home and they're giving their attention here and there. The scholars mentioned taking their time away from traveling, which people used to travel to seek knowledge. All this is happening because of the child. All this is happening to the father specifically. Our focus is on this khutbah on the father, because of their sons and their daughters. That's why in a hadith narrated by Ibn Hibban, An-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, رِضَى اللَّهِ فِي رِضَى الْوَالِدِ. See, the pleasure of Allah is in the pleasure of the father. Yani you want to please Allah, please your father, and the scholars of course say, only in that which is halal. You don't please them in that which is haram. وَسَخَطِ اللَّهِ فِي سَخَطِ الْوَالِدِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being displeased with you is in your father being displeased with you. This is the place of the father. And many people don't realize their father's worth unless they're looking at him through the glass in the hospital while he's on his bed or he's in his grave. And in the Quran we see the relationship between fathers and their sons. We see Nuh alayhi salam and the care he gave for his son's salvation and for his son's deen. We see Ibrahim alayhi salam with his father. His father is being very harsh with him. And he tells him, وَهْجُرْنِي مَلِيًّا, يعني, I don't want to see you for a long time. Go away forever. And he's still responding to him in every single verse. Ya abati, ya abati, ya abati. Oh my father, oh my father. We see Ibrahim alayhi salam with his son, Ismail alayhi salam. And we see Ismail alayhi salam's respect and obedience to his father. We see in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quoting the advice of Luqman to his son. So appreciate your father. Even if he divorced your mother, you still have to respect and appreciate him. Even if he doesn't pray or does haram, you still have to respect him. Yani you respecting your father has nothing to do with his relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal. It has everything to do with your relationship with him. Father-son relationship is not broken whether he prays or not, or does halal or haram or not. You still have to respect him. You still have to be obedient and respectful to him. Don't burden him with things. Yani, help him out financially if you're able. There are some people, their children just burden them with things beyond their ability. Families where the young man, all his friends have brand new sport cars. So he pressures and pressures his family till he gets a sports car that is well above what they can afford. Understand, don't be another burden. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when his grandfather Abdul Muttalib died, he went to live with his uncle Abu Talib. Abu Talib had 13 children and he was a poor person. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam didn't just stay home and become another mouth to feed. He went and got a difficult job that paid very little, but he did his part instead of just being a burden. That's, of course, we're talking about when he became a shepherd. So don't just be another financial burden and ask them to do things beyond what they can or beyond their ability. Consider his position. In America, it's all about individuality. So if you believe something, if you feel something, khalas, make it public, post it, and it doesn't matter who agrees, who disagrees. You'll find someone whose father is an imam removing their hijab. But consider his position in the community. Not everything is about you. Consider his position. Or someone is doing drugs and talking about it publicly, or getting into all the other things that are now popular all over, and not considering that their father is a religious man or a mu'adhin or an imam or leads the salah or teaches the Quran. It's just about what I am, what I feel. Show your true colors, be true to yourself. والكلام الفاضي ده. But it's not about that. It's about the family, it's about your parents, it's about their reputation as well. Since when do we just consider how we are and how we feel? That you owe that as well to your parents. And here we're talking to the youth and the audience. You owe that to your parents as well. It's not just about you. Think about your decision and how that impacts them, how that impacts their place in society and their place in the community.